Welcome to the 2025 Kantech Innovation Showcase. Please welcome to the stage Senior Product Manager Tom Gifto-Christos and Director of Sales Rob Park.
You keep on applauding. Don't worry. Go ahead. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here today, live in Laval, Montreal, Quebec, and all across the world on YouTube, streamed live for our second Kantech Innovation Showcase. We're very excited to have everyone here. We're here to talk about a lot of cool things that we've planned for the entire year. We started really early this year to make sure you have the greatest possible event. So please, stay until the end. We have a lot of surprises, right? A lot of cool surprises going on. So stay until the end. You'll be excited. But for now, I would like to introduce our new sales director, Rob Park. He joined us, and he'll start the showcase for us. Round of applause for Rob Park.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it, buddy. So, before I begin, I'd be remiss if I didn't make mention of something big. Last year, Tom stood on this stage, and he did so as our business development manager. And I don't know if everybody knows, but towards the end of last year, Tom was promoted to Senior Product Manager Global for this brand, Kantech. So, thank you. So please join me in a round of applause once again for Tom. Congratulations on a very well-earned promotion. Remarkable individual. Couldn't be more excited to have him on our staff. Remarkable people make remarkable things happen, right? And that's going to be a theme for today. I'm excited for what he has to bring to the table to present to you later. We'll learn more about what that really entails as far as people, for my team in particular here also in a moment. So enough about Tom. Now it's all about me. So once again, Rob Park, happy to be here, Director of Sales North America for Kantech and Exacq. I joined the team at the beginning of the year, and it's about 6 weeks into my tenure here. I had a tremendous opportunity to join Salto in Phoenix, Arizona for Salto Summit, where we actually kicked off our integration announcement. During that particular event was really my introduction to many of you, our technical partners, our dealers, as it relates to the length, the history, the tradition that Kantech brings to the table. What was interesting to me was, I couldn't even tell you how many business owners came to me and said, I've been a loyal, dedicated member of your team, selling the product for upwards of 40 years, many of you that are in the audience today. It's a brand that has not only a tremendous following, it's a brand that I installed 40 years ago, and to this day I still service many of those accounts with the same products. Speaks to the reliability, the robustness of this. We were considered the Sherman tank of the product. And in that same conversation, which is an eye-opener for me, not only talking about all the successes we've had, but successes we continue to have, it was also brought to me that with just a couple of little tweaks, a couple of little lifts in our software, right? When it comes to a lot of the things that are happening in our industry today, these are things that would have incremental growth base around not only your organization, our organization, but more importantly, ways that we can get back to focusing on particular verticals, right? So, as an example, I had two big conversations with individuals related to property management. And looking at the world today, we know that security has evolved beyond a single card reader, a camera, right? It's no longer an integrated security system of just video and access. There's needs around ID management, visitor management, right? We want intercoms. We want the ability to open a gate, great, turn on lighting, maybe manage an air handler through HVAC controls. These are all very sophisticated things that we may have touched upon in the past from an enterprise perspective, not so much from commercial, right? But we know this is an ask of our end users, this is an ask of you, and this is what we are now trending towards to better understand, obviously, what we need to bring to the table, but more importantly, put you back in the driver's seat to win. So with that, there are a number of changes that are going on behind the scenes, right? So commonly we come up, we talk about product enhancements, things that we're doing as far as technology partnerships, right? We have the good fortune of having our our family members from Salto here with us today. Scott's going to come on and speak in a little bit. Integrations are big, but behind the scenes, there are just as many huge actions, very critical things to our business and yours that are also happening. So I also wanted to touch upon that. From a functional perspective, right? So we have sales here today for the most part. We have marketing. We also have executive leadership, global leaders across our engineering group, product management team, customer service, technical support. All of these functions also have major change that has been implemented during the course of the last 9 to 12 months, right? So when I made a comment earlier about remarkable people doing remarkable things, right, we know that we had to take a look at our business not only from a bottoms-up approach, but also from top-down. So holding people accountable is big in our nature and our environment today, right? We hold our teams accountable. We hold other team members accountable. We're on calls on a regular basis, right? This is a corporate world. We have Teams calls all the time. But we are collaborating today in an environment where I can pick up the phone, I can have a conversation with Ryan Carson, who's the global leader for our product management team, and we can start talking about, of course, challenges, right? Issues that we need to nip in the bud. But more importantly, what is it that you, as our partners, are bubbling up to us to put us, again, back in the driver's seat, to control our own destiny, to really attack, penetrate, and dominate particular markets and verticals, right? Collaboration that maybe not has happened in the past at the level that it is today, but across all these functions, all those teams that I mentioned, each one of them has brand new executive leadership, and it's all to put us in a position to better support you as our partners. So for my particular team, we've made a couple of big changes, right? If I focus on 3 major areas, for North America in particular, North America was always seen as a continent, we'll call it as a whole. We have since changed this, and we've actually broken the North American territory into 3 major parts. So we have Canada, we have the eastern portion of the U.S., and we have the central portion of the U.S. And with that, which was part 2, the regional focus, aligning ourselves again with product management, engineering, but more importantly for you, tech support, customer service, also regionally focused. To get us now much more structured, we can now focus on smaller pieces of the business to better support you in the region, right? So this is going to be a big thing. This is, again, change that was implemented to better support you, and that is really the sole priority for us at this moment. Part 3 of the changes, regional focus. Outside of that, we also have new regional management leadership, right? So we pride ourselves on, just like as I mentioned earlier with Tom, promotions, right? Promoting our warriors, we call. People that have been dedicated to the brands, loyal, committed. During tough times, they've rolled up the sleeves. You know, they were in it to win it for you. They were always vocal on behalf of you, our partners. So these are people that we've actually taken. We've promoted them during the course of the last 45 days. And it begins with Jason McKinnon for the Canada region. Jason McKinnon now leads a team comprised of area sales regional managers. He has dotted line access to a sales engineering team. He also manages manufacturer rep partners. In combination across all of North America, we now have a structure comprised of over 70 outside regional managers supporting you, the channel. Next, we have John Stewart. John Stewart will be coming on the stage in a moment. John Stewart, again, is our leader for the eastern portion of the U.S. Same level of commitment. One other major change, and this is really kind of leg 2, which I skipped, wanted to come back to, was the fact that we were, we'll call it somewhat siloed as far as our brand strategy, right? So we have Kantech, we have Exacq, we have Illustra. We had teams that were dedicated to each of those brands. So we've narrowed down our focus, as I mentioned earlier. We've knocked down these silos, and now all of our teams are equally responsible for all brands. John Stewart leads a business now dedicated, focused on the combined structure of Kantech, Exacq, and Illustra, just as Jason McKinnon did. Matt Sorrells, also recently promoted. He's based out of Indiana. He now manages the eastern portion of the country. Greg Parcell, I mentioned our sales engineering group earlier. Greg Parcell manages David Ratliff, James Goddard, Rob Kenny. Rob Kenny's a name that I know that is very familiar to most of you. He was a sales engineer dedicated to Kantech. This entire team is now cross-trained on both Kantech and Exacq. So now support goes from an individual to the entire team. We also have Homer Enriquez, who continues to lead our Hattrix business. Strategic growth visions. So this is really a summary of some of the thoughts that I had, right, and sharing kind of early insight. One of the things that we know that we have to focus on outside of deepening the partnership with you, right, again, we need to be more innovative. We need to be quicker to come to the table with innovation. We need to leverage our partners such as Salto, go deeper, wider. Integrations, third-party partnerships, these are all key to our strategic growth with you. We know this, right? Brand visibility and loyalty, that will continue to grow with us as well. Marketing has really, really come to the table. They understand the combination of our portfolio. They're now leading a lot of our market strategy. You're going to hear a lot more of this throughout the rest of the presentation today. One thing I do want to leave you with, though, is the fact that because there's so much legacy, so much loyalty within this market, within your relationship within Kantech, that I understand that there are probably conversations that I could have with you today that you've probably had a multitude of times during years past, right? So knowing all of the actions that we need to continue to perform on, I ask of you to continue to be vocal, right? A lot of the changes that are occurring behind the scenes, they're going to be shared with you today, product enhancements, people that we do partner with as far as manufacturers, all of this comes from you, right? It gets bubbled up from you through our sales team, ends up on our roadmap. These are things that I want you to continue to pursue. Do not let your guard down. Continue to hold my team accountable, right? Make sure that we're in front of you. We're spending a lot of time with your team to generate leads, to make sure that existing customers continue to receive the support that they demand. We know that you earned and also demand excellence, and we need to be excellent, right? So if I go back to the fact that we've made so many changes at a very high level, our entire executive leadership team has turned over, and that's all because of you, because we know we need to be excellent. It starts with our executive leadership team, and then it actually translates throughout the rest of the organization by way of all the promotions that we've made with our regional management team, okay? So I thank you again for coming today. I hope you learn a lot. I hope you're very excited about what we have to share with you. And now I'd like to turn it back over to our Senior Product Manager, Mr. Tom Gifto-Christos. Thank you. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it, bud.
So I self-promoted myself. Ryan, do you accept this? I'm the senior Spartan product manager, Spartan warrior. All right. I used to laugh. So I joined, I've been with Kantech for 20 years, celebrating 20 years with Kantech. I started tech support. I did professional services, training, and I'm also product management now. So I've been with the company for literally 20 years, so I've heard from all the fields. And the good thing is, we know a lot of people. We want to hear from you guys and get your information, right? So we want to develop the next generation, the next 40 years of Kantech. So we're 39 years. Hopefully we get to 80, and we could all retire very happily. All right. Our vision for the future is very simple. User experience. User experience is the most important thing we're going to build. If we're going to build something, we're going to build it with user experience in mind. Security has to be there. It's not a feature. I can't sell you on security. Security has to be at the base level. So that's given, right? So user experience is the most important part. You guys all have BlackBerries, iPhones, and Androids, right? And you guys buy the same access control system. So why can't it be as cool, as fun as your Androids and iPhones? And you have BlackBerries too, right? So user experience, number one. Second part, communication. We want to hear from you, like Rob said. Be vocal. We want to hear from you. We want to do voice of the customers. You have feedback? You have our number, you call us. We may say no, we may say yes. But we're going to listen to you guys and say, we couldn't try to do this or something else. We want to improve with you guys the entire portfolio and make it, a collaboration. You are all our partners, so we want to make sure everybody is with us together, right? We also want to do something we call betas in Canada or betas in the US, right? Beta, thank you. Basically, is giving software ahead of time. When R&D is near ready and we're pretty comfortable, we want to hear from you. Go try it out, right? Here's a pre-release of the software. Give us your feedback. We did this with Salto. which I'm going ahead of the punchline. We did with our new software, and guess what? It was a big success. People gave us feedback, we adjusted, it was a collaboration, and we move on to the next stuff. And we're gonna do simple things. Keep it simple, keep it powerful. We're not gonna have 1,000 checkboxes. We're gonna build stuff the way everybody likes it. Again, iPhone, Android, we're gonna make it all cool. Get excited about that? Very good. How are we gonna do this? Pretty easy. Enterpass first solutions. Enterpass, Hattrix, it's all the same. We're gonna build integrations, we're gonna build features in Enterpass. You'll see throughout the presentation what we've done with the newest version of the software. R&D team has been working extremely hard to make sure this is a possibility. So we've expanded Enterpass to make it a lot more user-friendly. Obviously, it was user-friendly before, but bigger. And also, any integration we do, we're going to put it in Enterpass, so Enterpass is always the front end. So your customers are used to it, so they could just get more stuff. We don't have to change them. The second thing we did is the ioSmart Expanse. Last year, we called it the ioSmart Yes. But like anything else, everything grows, right? So the Expanse is getting bigger and bigger, like the universe, right? So our ioSmart Expanse is one of our top pillars we want to work with, and we'll talk about that a lot. We're very excited about that today. And integrations. You want integrations? We can build integrations for you or get with partners to build integrations. You want something new? Tell us about it. If it makes sense, we'll add to the portfolio and make you guys work with that. You guys excited about that? Yeah. All right. So before we get to the actual cool stuff, about 2 years ago, they told us we need to do an integration with Salto. And I was like, again, this is the fourth time we look at this. Sorry, Scott, wherever you are. And we said, you know what? It is what it is. Let's do this properly, and let's do this as good as we can in Enterpass. We're not going to rebuild another integration. We're going to build the integration to Salto. So we spent 2 years. It took a long time. Phil and I had a lot of arguments, but we're best friends now. This integration was built. We took out the whole Salto software, broke it apart, and put it in Enterpass, step by step, piece by piece. And right now, I will tell you, it's the best thing we built. I was not a fan at the beginning, and now at the end, I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Like really cool stuff. Now, before we go through all the cool stuff that we've done, I want to introduce to you guys Scott Kittel. Scott Kittel, he's the marketing manager for Salto. So if you guys don't know what Salto is, he'll give you a little presentation on what it does, and then I'm going to show you all the cool things we've done. So Scott, whenever you can, come on stage. Scott, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I do have to say, I'm very surprised. I was not prepared to accept this award. Hang on, sorry. What's that, Todd? Oh, sorry, that's tomorrow. I'm sorry. Okay. So, I love the suit. I got to get one like this made up. My goal today is just to give you an overview of Salto, just to introduce you to Salto. Tom's going to get into a lot of the technical background. We can get into the technical at any time you like, but I don't want to take more than an hour and a half of your time today, so I just want to be pretty brief about it. So we talk about one jump ahead. Salto is Spanish for jump or leap, and that's what we do. Salto has been around for 25 years as of this year. I've been with them for about 9 years. Prior to that, I was a dealer for about 6 years. So I've got Salto in my blood. It's bleeding. We're always innovating and looking at new technologies and incorporating those into our products to make life better for creating solutions, okay? It's one thing to create products, but if you're not creating a solution, you're wasting your time. It's not going anywhere. So we have over 350 people working in our head office in Spain that are solely involved in R&D. That's all they do. So we're constantly expanding what we call the ecosystem, which is a whole group of products and companies, and bringing those together for providing solutions for everybody. We have over 7 million access points globally today. We're in over 40 plus offices globally, and we have over 1,500 people on our team. So we have one very big and very strong team globally. I'm just going to touch on a couple of the highlights of what Salto is, what makes us different, and who we are, really. You probably heard the term data on card, and that's something that Salto patented when they originally launched. And what that means is, if you've ever dealt with an offline lock, you know, everyone's had that punch code lock on your IT room door, you know, the old Unican locks, those sort of things. And then they got a little more sophisticated, they got electronic, so you could put 10 codes in them or 3 fobs or whatever, right? The problem there is that all of the users that have access, sorry, I'm having a hard time standing still. All the users have to be in that lock, okay? And that's fine for one door, dozen people working at an office. You fire Scott Friday night, you go over there, you dust off the old manual and do *976531201 delete add, and you know, you've all done that, right? And nobody can find that manual Friday night when you fire Scott, right? So you have to manage that, that's great. 1 lock, 2 locks, 5 locks, that sort of thing. But scale that up now, put 100 locks in, fire Scott Friday night. How are you going to do that? You're going to run around and dust off that manual and do another 100 locks? It's not practical. So what we do is, instead of put the users in the lock, in the offline lock, we actually give you a credential that's unique to you. So on your credential is your access plan, okay? You are literally carrying around your control panel on your card, okay? And what that means is the lock doesn't know 3,000 people work here. The lock doesn't care. The lock knows it's door 101, okay? So when I come to the door with my credential, I say to the lock, I'm coming in. The lock says, prove it, show me your access plan. So they have an encrypted RFID communication. I'm going to string it out a little, but it all happens within half a second. But it still goes something like this. Who are you? Let me see your access plan. Okay, I agree, I'm going to let you in. But I'm going to time date stamp your card that you were here. The lock says, hey, while you're here, I want you to let maintenance know my batteries are starting to get a little bit low. And the card says to the lock, that's great, I'll let them know. And by the way, while I'm here, I need to let you know Scott was fired last night, and don't let him in if you see him, okay? Stop laughing, Fred, it's not real. So I go around all day and I'm having that conversation with these locks, okay? I don't care that that's going on. I'm just getting in the door. I need to get in to do my job or get to where I need to get to, right? I don't care that all that's going on, but that's all behind the scenes. And you'll also see in all of our literature SVN. We call that the Salto Virtual Network, okay? So I'm going around all day. At some point, I'm going to touch an online reader, and it's going to download everywhere I've been since I was last at one of these online readers. It's going to automatically upload any changes. So if I need to work in building B next week to help out a colleague or whatever, I don't have to go line up at the administrator's office or security. As long as they put it in, I can touch any online reader in the system, and I now have that capability. So I've been talking a lot about offline locks, okay? Majority of our locks are deployed offline, but all of our locks can be online or offline. The difference, online, if you need remote access, like remote unlocking for an intercom, or if you need to do lockdowns in a school or university environment, that's where you'd want a system online. Or if it's a little higher security and you want immediate feedback, somebody sitting there watching who goes through that door. But for the most part, our locks are installed offline, which means zero infrastructure, okay? So when you can go into a project and you can do your online readers in your key areas, right? You can now do the other 300 doors that were not practical to do before, okay? You're never gonna run an electric strike, cabling, a wall reader, or a mag lock to 600 data closets in a hospital. But if you could throw a lock on in 20 minutes and help move that client towards a more keyless environment, we do security, but we also provide keyless environment. That makes a lot of sense. So we do very large deployments, and I would say 95% of the projects we initially put in expand, because once you've got the system in, adding a lock under maintenance budgets and things like that is a no-brainer, okay? So that's it in a nutshell. That's kind of my brief overview. I could probably talk up here for an hour and a half, but there's going to be a big hook going to take me out, right? So be happy to share more information with anybody. Please reach out to me. Tom and his team, they have all the information for you, and I think they're going to elaborate on that. Okay. I'd like to bring Tom back up. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Scott, thank you very much. Thank you. Scott, round of applause for Scott. So our partnership with Salto is actually very unique. We're actually working together to make not a integration, like I said before, the integration. So we're going to talk about our corporate 9.0 release. This is the newest release of Entrapass. It's so big that we went from 8 to 9. We reserve the big numbers for the big releases, like 8.0, 8.10, and so on. Now we're at 9.0. So before we talk about Salto, we want to give everyone a free candy. Who knows what card access groups are? You all raise your hands? Yes, perfect. Good, good. Tech support? Excellent. So card access groups is a super access level that allows you to collect access levels together and give them to someone. As you guys are aware, access levels are good for 30, 40 buildings when you have them in a system, right? Now, if I go out a new building, I have to go change the entire access level group for everyone that I've ever touched. Because you guys all are aware, the card access groups are not tied to the entire platform, right? Now, to make your life easy, we actually added door exceptions to the card access groups. So when you create your super access level, you can actually add a door exception to a template. So now you have really customizable card access groups. So if you have 20 buildings, you want to add one door, here you go. It gets pushed down to the card access group. So allows us to push cards centrally and allows us to have door exceptions. You're like, Tom, that's not revolutionary. We added a new tab in the card access groups. But what we're really excited to talk about is the next one. Now card access groups are linked to cards. So what does that mean? When I modify that card access group, it will change for all the existing cards that have an access level. I think for all the large customers out there, this is very, very practical. Now, if you don't use card access groups, start using them now, because now it's linked everywhere. You can import them, you can export them. They're available throughout the entire platform, fully linked, so an extra layer of access levels that are available for your platform. Cool? Now, Salto integration. You're all here for this and some other cool stuff we'll talk about afterwards, right? I'm not hinting anything, right? So the Kantech Salto integration is available today. You can use it with Corporate Edition. And like I said, when we built this, we broke up the Salto integration into many little pieces. And we said, how can we fit this in Entrapass to keep that user experience or elevate that user experience? It would have been very easy for Kifil and I just to take Salto menus, shove them in the same software and say, ta-dam, like everyone else, right? We said, no, we're going to do this the right way. It might take longer, We're going to do it the right way so we can have the integration, right? So we broke it down to 3 pillars. There's 3 main pillars for our entire platform we're going to go through. So this journey will show you what these 3 pillars are. The first one is the software, the biggest one, the user experience about the software. We have a wizard-led integration that all you got to do is install Salto Space software, program your locks in Salto Space like you normally would. You name the lock, you say what kind of door you have, and you save it. Takes like a few seconds. You do your configuration. Then you have a wizard using STP from Salto that will grab all the doors and bring them inside Entrapass automatically. You don't have to rearrange them, reassign them. It automatically gets imported into Entrapass and you can start using them. So one programming once in Salto, and we grab everything in a matter of seconds. Now, one of the cool parts of all this is that we use our own Salto Space Pro that Salto gave us. It's a unique integration, a unique software for us. We don't need SAM kits. You don't need anything. You don't need partitions. It does come with partitions, but you don't need to add them. You don't need any kind of add-ons for this integration. So your cost of entry for the integration is very low. You buy this part number, and then you're done. You have your integration going on the Salto side. Pretty cool? Nice. So, very simple. We have a small wizard. You fill up where Entrapass is. You fill up where the Salto is. You log in securely. You press next. You pick what you want, and we're done, right? We actually are using something called partitions in Salto. A partition is kind of a grouping of a platform, for example, a building, let's say. So imagine you have 20 buildings. You'd have 20 Salto partitions. Now, the cool thing with this is you have your doors tied in your partitions. And in the wizard, you just drag the doors with the partitions in the Kantech sites. Don't forget, you have your Kantech controllers, which are part of site, which is your building. And then you have your Salto doors, which are part of the partition. So together, you have one site and all your doors under it for the entire building. Remember, to a customer, a door is a door. He has no idea where this door is coming from, right? Is it a Salto? Is it wireless? Is it Kantech? He doesn't care. He sees a list of doors in his building. So we blended the whole thing together to show you that one site and all your doors go together. We want to elevate that user experience for that customer without having to re-educate. We don't want Bob to go out there and show the customer how to unlock a door. It's the same thing as before. Just press the button, right? Same menu you want to keep. Same thing with the door actions. We could actually program our Salto doors in Entrapass. So once you do the first programming, you can program your Salto doors in Entrapass and change settings. You want to change the open time? You want to change the unlock schedule, time schedule? All the settings for the door are available in Entrapass. So you don't have to go to Salto ever again. Once you deploy your Salto integration software, you'll never have to go Salto ever again unless it's for maintenance. Everything is managed within Entrapass for your Salto locks. And everybody knows where we program our Salto doors? The same menus we program our Kantech doors under our devices pages. So it's all the same for all our customers. The training is just another door. Pretty cool? Very nice. As you guys are aware, when you program a Salto offline lock, because the Salto offline lock, like Scott was saying, there's no data to it. If I change something on the lock, guess what? I have to physically go and update that lock. There's a little tricorder, big as this about, that you have to tap on an encoder to encode and update the locks. That's how Salto works. Works pretty well. We actually control what they call the PPD device completely into Entrapass. Now, if you already know Salto, it's pretty cool. The cool thing is we use the exact same menu that Salto has, and we rebuild it in Entrapass to make it look and feel. So the training, again, for our customer is what? The same thing. If you know Salto, you know this, and you use it in Entrapass. So you pick the doors you want, you update the locks, and off you go in your platform. So again, we blended everything together. Or door menus. Oh, this is pretty cool. We actually blended our doors. So if you look at your doors for your building, You have your site, your building, and you have all the doors under it. Visually, if you look carefully enough, you'll know if they're Kantech doors, if they're Salto doors, or offline or online doors. Why? Because you have a little wireless signal, you have a battery symbol, as you guys can see on the screen. Little battery symbol here telling you the battery's high, medium, or low, so you could visually see what's happening. You could also right-click on the doors and perform actions. You can lock a door, obviously if they're online. You can lock it and do other actions on these doors. We've actually created a new action that Salto doesn't actually do. Right? So if I lock a door or unlock a door or do a one-time access, that goes straight to the Salto lock and Salto takes care of that. We actually created a new one called temporary unlock, which is Kantech driven and temporarily unlocks the door for the amount of time that we want. What's the benefit of that? Well, you'll find out soon. All right? So visually, you get to see what's happening on our doors, and you get to control our doors like any other door out there. Also, we have tech status. If you don't understand what a yellow battery means, guess what? You can double-click on the door. You have the full status of your door. It even tells you the text status of how much battery is left on that lock. Because don't forget, Scott's with his data on card, when you swipe it on the readers, it collects all the parameters on that lock. When you put it on an online reader, it uploads all that information in Entrapass, and now we have it available in our platform. And if you have a nice, cool building or a dorm, because Salto does great dorms, right? You can actually start putting your doors, your Kantech doors, your cameras, your intrusion panels, Salto locks on your graphics. And these are fully interactive maps, right? Where you can right-click, perform an action, and see what's going on with the lock. So we blended this completely in the platform. I've said it like 40 times, but in case you guys didn't get it, we've blended everything together. Pretty cool? Very good. So card holders is where you make and break an integration. Why? If you make a mistake in the programming of a lock, that's Bob's problem. He does this once, right? Card holder is Nick and Suzanne that program this every single day, constantly being used. We could have just put a Salto tab and call it a day and move on from it, right? But we actually blended the menu. We actually went from all the menus we imported them and we tied them together. If you have a PIN number in Entrapass, why would it be different on Salto? So we have one PIN number text box for both platforms. Nobody knows this keypad. Oh, that looks like a Salto keypad. That looks like a Kantech keypad. No, it's a keypad. Put the same PIN number for both. We manage the difference, right? Now, we actually build a menu for Salto for all the extra things they have, but they actually follow through within the Entrapass cardholder menu. Now, in here, you guys can see if your keys are active. So when you have a brand new card, if they're working, if they're not working, which holidays you have, if you're in a wheelchair, or if you need more time to get in. And if you're unlucky to have less better access control cards, like a non-ioSmart, let's say, get it? You put your ioSmart card or your other card on the encoder, and you can encode those locks directly from Entrapass. So you can use any other card that's available for Salto. You encode it straight through Entrapass using an encoder. Any questions? Good. You have questions in the chat? Thank you. All right. Access levels and door exceptions. What did we say before? A door is a door. So we actually blended everything together. We don't want Nick and Suzanne, the receptionist, programming cards to have to be re-educated. When they program a card holder, what do? They add a name, an access level, card number save, right? They don't know what they're giving. They're just giving an access level, employee access. Well, guess what? Same concept here. We let the people choose their door exceptions in Entrapass through Salto altogether. So this way, it's the same flow as before. So in our cardholder menu, we can actually add door exceptions if we want in our platform directly. And again, they're just a list of doors. He doesn't know which doors they have. This is very practical for dormitories or multi-families. Why? In a multi-family environment, I give you general access, the pool, the parking lot, that's one access. And then you have access to one apartment. So that's all I give you. I give you an exception, your apartment, which is now a Salto lock. So we control the perimeter. Salto takes care of all the multi-tenant apartment units. And again, to the customer, it's completely transparent. Now, groups and access levels. We have full access levels. You want to use them like before, add your access levels to your platform, and you use them. Now, as you guys are aware with Salto, there's 96 components a card can have. What happens after that? Well, you can't have more components. So they have something called zones. A zone is a grouping of an access of a bunch of doors that they call zones, and we call them door groups. Now, it's basically another access level for us that we can take. But again, if I made another access level, guess what? I have to teach now all the people that do card entry that when you program a card holder, you have to give name, card number, access level, and another access level. Why do that? So what we did is we actually take the door groups and we put them inside the access level. So this way, when you program a Kantech access level, you have all your doors that you can work with. And if you want, you could also use your door groups, which are now your Salto zones, all together in Entrapass. So the objective is here, once you deploy all this, you never really have to change a lot of your day-to-day stuff. It's all programmed like it was before, but completely blended in. Pretty cool? So when we build this, we said we're going to go from A to Z. We're not going to do just half and call it a day, right? We're going to go the whole platform. All our events come into Entrapass, as you guys are aware. We can do pop-ups, emails, notifications, whatever you want. We also get all the Salto events, the online and the offline events, all come into Entrapass, and we could use them like any other event. So pop-ups, emails, notifications, whatever you want, all available through the integration. Now, what are we very good at with our events is our integration with Exacq Vision, or you can say on a door forced open, on an access granted, an access denied, pop up a video, link a video right to an event. Now, we can do the exact same thing with a Salto lock. You're like, okay, that's cool. Well, we can do it with an offline lock also. That's pretty cool. I heard somebody go, wow, right? You can clap, go ahead. There you go. Phil was like halfway clapping, we couldn't stop him. So what's the benefit of this? Is it's data on card, right? That event might come a day later, half an hour later, but that camera is recording either on motion or continuously. We collect the timestamps, we align them, and we give you that video clip. So now from the event history, right-click, play the video. Who stole that toilet paper from the janitor's closet, right? Boom, right away available on your platform. All within the integration. Nothing crazy, we just took whatever we had and we blended it together, made a whole ecosystem of our integration. I think that's pretty powerful. Now, as you guys are aware, we have our Entrapass Go, and we have our Entrapass Web and our workstation, which allow us to control our operations. Now, with the Entrapass Go, you're not going to program a Salto card holder with all the 43 checkboxes, right? You're at your house. Scott forgot his card again, so I got to name him a name, save it, and the card's active, right? In the software, we have defaults that pairs a Salto card holder to Entrapass. You can configure these defaults however you want. You want the revalidation to be 30 days, you check a box, make it 30 days, and you're done, right? With Entrapass Go, it will use all these defaults for you. So the app looks identical. It's literally as it was before, but it uses all the defaults that you guys want for your card holder. So the user experience to program a card holder is identical. And again, you're not spending 5 minutes checking for office mode or something. If you want office mode on always, you leave it on by default, and it applies to all the card holders unless you change it. Same thing for the Entrapass workstation. And our Entrapass Web, you can program your locks, you can do all the stuff you can do on the workstation and on the web. Very practical. But also, we talked about temporary unlocking a door. That's a Kantech feature we built for Salto through our platform. Why is that? Because with the Exacq client now, natively, we're doing nothing. Any Exacq client you have, you can now unlock a Salto door directly from the Exacq client. So if you're a casino or you have more video-centric platforms, you can unlock a door. So I even actually zoomed in so much so you guys can see that it's a little Salto lock. You click and unlock a door. So it's not just access control that we've done, but we actually blended it with the video client also. I think it's pretty cool. Now, the cool part of all this is the second pillar. That was just the first pillar. The second pillar is even cool. As manufacturers of access control, we control everything in our entire portfolio. We have our own cards, we have our own readers, we have our own RS-45 controllers, our IP controllers, our own Entrepass. We're in complete control of our destiny, right? We hear from you, we can implement it how we want, whatever it is, and we could use it. What's the benefit of all this? We can expand and change our ioSmart, our controllers, as we see fit to make it practical. We're in full control. This is why we're actually very excited about this, that you can take your ioSmart card and use it both on an ioSmart reader, that's natural, and also on a Salto lock. Now, in case you missed that, you can use your ioSmart card on a Kantech reader and a Salto lock. It's one card. It's completely transparent to the customer. Yes, if you can clap again. Don't worry, go ahead, go ahead. So what we can do with this card, we use the standard ioSmart for our platform, but we could also auto-encode these cards. The days of people lining up to the encoder, putting a card on the encoder and pressing encode, you could do that with less better cards. With our cards and our readers, because we're better obviously, that's an opinion, when you swipe that card on that reader the first time you swipe that card on that reader, it automatically encodes it for you. Because we know who you are in Entrepass. We know you're Bob, we know you're Nick and Suzanne and Tom, right? So we swipe the card, access granted for Kantech, the reader goes blue, flashes, now the card's encoded automatically for you. It's called the auto-encoding. How is that practical? It takes about like 4 seconds the first time. Why is that practical? Because if you already have a Kantech system and you're adding Salto, you would have to bring all your 1,000 employees, line up at the cooler, one after the other to encode them, right? Now that takes 10 seconds per person, but it's 1,000 people who do the math. You've lost a day of labor. Now, when you check the box, automatically everybody gets encoded automatically. Now, the cool thing is these are not just dedicated readers. These are fully functional Kantech doors. You're not sacrificing to make them encoders. You're not sacrificing to revalidate them. These are fully functional Kantech doors where you can do anything you could have done before. So your front door, you have alarm integration with DAC, double swipe to arm, boom, it works. It also does re-encoding. It also does revalidation, right? Now the double swipe, it's a bit tight, but you can make it work. You wanna do a lockdown, tap the card, becomes a lockdown. So you're not sacrificing any features to make this integration possible. Also, Salto has something called revalidation. If you guys don't know what that is the data on card, if I never present it on an online reader, that card's good forever, right? But Scott got fired, he said, on Friday. Well, guess what? Monday, his card is still good on data on card, right? So what happens, we can say this card has to be swiped on an online reader every 3 days, every 2 days to reactivate it, kind of a restart the card type of thing. We control that. So when you swipe your card on any ioSmart reader, it restarts the Salto revalidation for the amount of period you were given, right? So real time, you're restarting your card. And real time, if you're deactivated, guess what? You're on the blacklist and you're deactivated, so now it's spreading all over the Salto ecosystem instantaneously. You don't have to go to online readers. It's on any ioSmart reader. Now, we're very excited for the last one. Salto actually did changes when we work together. We have a partnership that allows us now to take those data on card transactions, that audit log, where I went, who went where, and transpose that through the ioSmart reader all the way up to the system and have them available in Enterpass as transactions. So now those door forced opens, access granted or access denied are all transposed through the ioSmart cards and available to you guys automatically. That's pretty cool. We've also tested and supported Salto 6.10 and their upcoming 6.11. That's how we're in the future. All right, so what about all the ioSmart readers we have? User experience was the #1 thing. Telling you to go replace a reader for another reader that looks identical to the first reader is a bit silly, right? So Greg will design new readers one day, but until then, all the legacy readers, firmware upgradable, and now they are Salto compatible with our platform. Gen 1, Gen 2 readers, you firmware upgrade them in RS-45 mode with our KT1s, KT2s, 4s, and 400s, and all available to use data on card and revalidation and all the cool stuff. We don't want to leave customers behind. We want to evolve them to the next best thing. Replacing readers that are just there, that look perfectly fine, it's kind of useless. Bring them forward, let them get new technology, and have fun with all the cool stuff. Is that pretty cool? So Salto integration is exclusively available with Enterpass Corporate Edition, which is available now as of April 15. It's on the website, on our support portal, and you guys can use it and start downloading it after the show because you're going to miss all the cool stuff. Now, for our third pillar, because I got so excited, I got to take a little break, I would like to introduce the East Coast Regional Sales Manager for the most important pillar, John Stewart. Thank you.
Ooh. Merci. Bonjour. That's all I got. We're back to English now. My name is John Stewart, Regional Sales Manager on the East Coast. I've been with Exacq and Kantech for about 8 years. And so I was thinking, why would they give me the most important pillar? I'm here to tell you the things that you need to know. And so it dawned on me, somewhere in Brassard, in a file cabinet, dusty file cabinet, is my name on a certificate for a Train the Trainer as a Kantech representative. So in addition to the 8 years at this company, previous to that, I was a manufacturer's rep, and I was a Train the Trainer. So this is why they've given me the most important pillar, the one that is going to make your life easier and just better overall. As Tom said, less better with other cards, more better with us. Simplified training and ordering. How do we get it into your hands? How do we get you knowledgeable about the product? Honestly, you could have listened to Tom and just been as knowledgeable, but we're going to take that a step further. And then we're going to get you to order it and get that in the hands of your customer. So I'm sure a lot of people in this room and people watching are Salto certified. You could probably spell escutcheon on the first try. So why do we need to be trained? Well, we want you to understand the product. And I'm sure a lot of people here, if you saw the slide in the beginning, Kantech has been around for 39 years. You were probably there when the gateway was invented. So you know what's going on. Why do you need to be trained? Well, what we've done is we've taken the highlights of Salto, we've taken the highlights of Kantech, and boiled it down so that you can get the most out of both systems and be confident with your customers. Be there and be the knowledge experts on what the integration does, how it works, and where to go from there. Pretty cool, right? All right. Thank you. More important than the training is the ordering, the buying of it. How do we do it? So if you are at home or you're watching here, you can take out your cell phone, you can scan that QR code. It's going to take you to an order form. You're going to put in your information. It's going to go to myself. It's going to go to Jason or Matt Sorrells if you have interest in this integration, and I guarantee you after Tom's presentation, you do. This is going to be sold via the direct Kantech dealers. And you're thinking, why would I want to do that? What makes it better? What makes it more better or less better? It's going to streamline the process. Everything's going to be in the Kantech price list for you to be able to choose the escutcheons, the back set, everything that you need for that Salto Kantech integration. Well, okay, but why? I'm already a Salto dealer. I'm already a Kantech dealer buying through wherever. What's the benefit? The benefit is we're going to waive the door fee. Did you guys hear that? There's not going to be a door fee when you buy it through Kantech. Everybody in this room can sell free. It's very easy. So this is what we're going to give to you. You buy these Salto locks through the Kantech price list, and we're going to waive that door license. Sound good? Yeah. All right. So while Tom mentioned a little bit about stealing my thunder with the video, I'm going to talk about Exacq for a few minutes. We should be familiar with Exacq, but for those that aren't, we've been in business for about 20, 25 years, and we are an open platform. That's how we started off life. That's how we're going to continue, as an open platform. That means 6,500 camera drivers. That means integration into point of sale. That means LPR. That means vape detection. They can all be pulled into Exacq. We also just introduced flexible storage options. So in addition to on-prem, having your customers own that data, we can also send that through enterprise-level licensing to Wasabi or Amazon S3 in the cloud. So that means that you can have data retained on-prem, in the cloud for disaster management, and make sure that nothing is lost. And then, because this is Kantech Innovation Day and I need to talk about Kantech contractually, I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that when you buy a Windows server from Exacq, we are going to give you Kantech corporate software on the machine. Right? Pretty good stuff. We're giving a lot away. We're giving the door licenses away, and we're giving Kantech away. And we gave these bracelets away too, but that's Tom's thunder I can steal. But I don't want to just talk about the video on-prem. I want to talk about what's new. And so what's new for Exacq is the mobile app. We heard a lot of you out there that it needed to be redesigned, it needed new architecture on the back end. We gave that to you. To steal Tom's words, we did a lot of beta in the field. We gave it to customers. We made sure that they knew what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it. So it has a completely new interface. As far as networking, we no longer have to worry about IP addresses or port forwarding. We're giving you a 6-digit code. We're giving you the username and password that you created, and you're logged in to the server, seeing your cameras. And as it was mentioned, we can control the doors. A door is a door is a door. So within the mobile app, you have the ability to open and close not only your Kantech doors, but your online Salto locks. So you have complete access to both your video and your access control through one app. How's that? All right. And while it was the most important pillar, it was also the shortest. So I'm going to welcome Tom Gifto-Christos back to the stage.
Very nice. Very nice, Hap. Thank you very much. Round of applause for John Stewart. Had to get a small break. I was so excited. The Salto integration got to me. Every time I do this, it's pretty fun. All right. Nobody asked, you guys can't, what happens to Global Edition and Hattrix 9.0, right? We launched the Salto integration in April with Corporate Edition. What about Global Edition and Hattrix? So let's go talk about that. It's coming out in the summer. So this summer, we're going to have a dedicated Global 9.0 and a Hattrix for our cloud offering, our partners for 9.0. We separated. Why release both at the same time? Have everybody use corporate, and we can release Hattrix and Global afterwards. Everybody wins. Everybody gets all their features. And, Bob's your uncle, as they say, right? So one of the things we're changing is, what we actually are improving is our Hattrix cell NAS. If you guys know what this is, we launched it last year. It was very popular. That is growing by a lot. So the first thing we're doing is what is Hattrix cell NAS? If you guys haven't seen this before, Hattrix cell NAS is a managed as a service platform via cell. So if you have a remote location where you don't have any network, you can use Salto offline, lock data on cards. That's what they're there for. But if you really need network, we have a Hattrix cell NAS device. It's a network device that you plug in. All requires power, and now it has 5G or LTE network directly on the platform. It has a DHCP. You plug in your devices, and you're pretty much done. One of the benefits of all this is there's no hardware cost. It's zero upfront hardware cost. You get it, you start using it, and it's a pure small service. So the upfront cost for deploying this is nearly zero. Bit of shipping, and you're pretty much done, right? The benefit, again, it's a monthly fee. It is so popular that we actually are expanding our offering. We started with 3 data plans. Now we're up to 5 data plans because we realize people aren't buying it just for access control, which is the smallest data plan. They're actually buying it for video. Right, guys, you can't put 20 cameras on 2 gigabytes of data. So now we're offering bigger and bigger storage capacities. We're also dropping the price because as price per data adjusts, everything adjusts because data is becoming cheaper and cheaper from all the cell carriers out there, from Bell, Rogers, or in the US, Verizon, and everybody else. And we're expanding our footprint. Last year we said US and Canada. You guys asked for other countries, and we're growing them in your country as we come along. So we have some new countries that are available. Pretty cool? Now, Hattrix and Global 9.0. Obviously, it has everything we just talked about, the whole Salto integration, which I will redo in as Unity if you guys want, word for word. Or, see what else there is. We're adding a new certification to our platform, mostly for Europe, but you guys can take advantage of it also. Whereas if somebody has a card and there's a PIN number, right, eventually you'll find the PIN number, and most of your PIN numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's be honest, right? Now, with this new feature, after so many attempts, your entire card is deactivated on your global gateway. The card stops working, very nice, good. The card stops working for X amount of time, and you could reactivate it whenever you want. Brings the security to the next level for the platform. Also, we're leading towards the ioSmart Expanse, right? We're talking about the ioSmart Expanse. What is it? You'll find out in a few seconds. The first thing we're doing on our ioSmart readers, we're turning off the ability, if you want, ioprox. So if you have a multi-tech reader, right? And I told you guys, it's the evolution of the customer. We don't want the customer to rip and replace 10,000 cards. It's a lot of time and money. But he can evolve. He's going to buy new cards as the old ones break. So once he's migrated all the way to ioSmart, he goes into his ioSmart reader and turns off the prox antenna on this multi-tech ioSmart reader. That's something people have been asking for is, I don't want to have prox anymore. We know prox is legacy. Prox has flaws naturally over time. It's 40 years, 50 years it exists. Now we could turn off prox on the multi-tech readers. That's a pretty cool feature. Now, those are the small features for Hattrix and Global Edition. You guys ready for a big one? Yes. Nice. Migration tool. Oh, now Bob's getting excited there. All right, migration tool. What is it? It's portability. What does this mean? I'll make it very simple for you guys. Any special, corporate, or global backup of a reasonable version. If you bring me a version 3 from Windows 1995, it might work. But if you have a Windows XP, Windows 7, Vista, because R&D is looking at me right now saying, well, don't overpromise, right? If you have any version 4, 5, or 6 software backup, you make a backup, you could bring it into a Hattrix account and drop it in there, and it copies everything over for you. It will migrate all your customers. There you go, directly in. You could obviously reprogram the whole thing, which costs you labor and hours of reprogramming. But guess what? Now you make a backup. You restore it inside the account. It's one backup, one account. So one customer, one account. It reprograms everything into the Hattrix platform, and we move on to the controllers in a second, right? Also, if you want to sell your Hattrix or grab somebody from buy a Hattrix platform with their consent, because don't forget, you still need access to the original system. So it's a secure system. We can't just steal customers. That's never going to happen, right? Or you have to export the customers and give them to someone. Like in the Berg world, when you have thousands and thousands of alarm panels and you sell them to buy your yacht. Same thing here, right? You sell your alarm panels, you sell your accounts to somebody else, and you could import them into your Hattrix platform. So Bob, you want to buy somebody's accounts, whoop, you could put them in the platform. You don't have to reprogram. The labor cost of having somebody data entry 43 controllers, all the door naming, and reprogram all the complexities is all gone. Plug and play, right? And we talked about the last one. Now, the cool part of all this is, what about the controllers? Within your secure data center, the data server that you have that's currently working, that's special edition, corporate edition, you tell the controller, don't call me anymore, there's a checkbox, call the new Hattrix platform. Because we port over the keys that you gave us, the controllers restart, reconnect to the cloud, and our cloud dedicated controllers, right? So you don't have to send a tech at every single location to do a factory reset of the controllers. You simply tell the controller, you're here now, we have a relationship, we know who we are, we have the encryption, we need that obviously, and I tell you to go somewhere else, right? But I already have that encryption, I know who you are, it's your backup, automatically transfers to the controller. So if you have 30 locations, in a few hours you've moved over everybody and saved a bunch of labor. Very easy to work with. So there's a 3-step process. Step 1, you make an account. New customer, new account. Not very hard. Step 2, you're going to make a backup and you restore it, right? The backup comes from that local system, so you have to have the customer's consent to even extract it because it's on his system, right? And then you move over the controllers securely without having to reprogram. Your badge templates, your reports, your smart links, pretty much everything moves over, right, into your account. Pretty cool? What's next? 9.0. So that's 9.0 for Hattrix is coming out this summer. 9.10, next version, is going to be LDAP focused. You guys have been asking for LDAP integration. LDAP is one of our highest selling integrations. You guys love it. It gives you that interconnectivity with third-party platform. Again, when Scott gets fired from Salto, you don't clap to that one. When Scott gets fired from Salto, guess what? LDAP will send that down to Kantech to us, and we'll spread it to Salto, Exacq version, anywhere else we want, right? So we already have that with Salto today, with LDAP, but we're going to the next level. We're making the integration fully compatible. We're actually adding LDAP-S. We're also adding single sign-on on the web, right? If Scott is fired, his card is gone, right? What about his login to the software? Now with single sign-on, it's not going to work anymore because HR removes you the moment you get away, right? You get removed first for pay, and then security forget about you. Now with this, you can't because all tied together into one platform. So a big changes for us for the Salto, the LDAP integration. We're bringing the next level of that integration to our platform. Pretty cool? We'll get into the ioSmart Expanse. But first, life safety powers. You guys have been asking for this. You guys told us, again, we've been talking to each other for months, and we're working in the background with you guys. We're actually expanding our life safety powers. If you didn't know, we do have multi-door cabinets with power supplies in them. You can have 4 controllers in one big cabinet, all the power supplies all in one. But we had cabinets that were just empty back then, the big lying 16-inch cabinets that are gone. Now, we're proud to introduce that we have our empty cabinets, our multi-door enclosure cabinets, where you can have up to 4 KT400s or 4 KT4s in a cabinet. This is how it looks like when you have 4 of them in the cabinet. You can put your batteries on the side if you want. It's an empty cabinet where you can have all your controllers in them. So if you're very tight on space, you can start using these multi-door cabinets to save space and have up to 16 doors in one enclosure. We're offering a 1 enclosure, a 2-door controller, a 2-controller enclosure, and a 4-controller enclosure. I see some heads nodding. You guys like that? Now, we're also adding expansion enclosures to our expansion enclosures, right? We're actually adding what you guys see on the picture here. They're basically extra enclosures that get attached on the side of the multi-door cabinet. This is for your batteries, for all your cables, right? I see Frank nodding, very good. This is where you have all your 16 doors cable coming in, and nothing's labeled, and it's a big spaghetti ball, right? This cabinet here lets you have proper raceways going down, proper cable naming conventions, and a clean installation, and it gives you that extra installation. Available for the E4, the bigger cabinet, and the E6, which is the slightly bigger one. Very practical to give you more space for your cabinets and more space for your installations. If you've ever done install, guys, this is actually very practical. We hear it from our techs all the day, so now they're available for you guys. Pretty cool? All right. All exciting stuff. Took a break again, so no, I'm kidding. No more breaks. All right. The ioSmart Expanse. What is this? Last year, we launched the ioSmart Yes, and way too fast we completed that one. So now we're calling it the Expanse. It's going to be endless. We started with Greg and everybody in the back. We started the ioSmart reader like 10 years ago. And we've been developing it and selling more ioSmart readers. And we want to grow this above and beyond just readers, right? Now, with the ioSmart, it's the ecosystem, the central pillar of our entire platform. Everybody needs readers, right? The first thing we saw this year now is the Salto integration. Without that ioSmart reader, we can't do all our encoding. We can't do validation. We would be just another integration that's better than everybody else, but we'd be another integration. With the reader, we're even the next step, one of the pillars of the integration. So we said we're gonna bring this one step forward with the ioSmart Expanse. I get to name something in this company, and that's what I got to name, right? I won't tell you about the T-Rex. See, they laughed. All right, the ioSmart Expanse. The first thing, all our cards effectively now, it's been shipping for a few months now, are MyFair Plus EV2 cards. That's the latest technology in MyFair. Rivals Desfire cards, so the latest possible technology. Desfire and MyFair are the same company. It's like GM and Cadillac, same stuff, right? So we have MyFair Plus EV2 card, better range, better everything, completely transparent for you guys. There's nothing for you guys to do, right? That's the first thing. No claps for that, don't worry. Now, we are actually adding multi-door, multi-colored and sizes bracelets. You all received, raise your hand, a green bracelet, yes? Mr. Cameraman, if you could see it, right? We are launching multicolored, black, white, blue, dark blue, and green bracelets available for you guys, fully ioSmart. These are ioSmart cards, if you want to call them, but they're actually bracelets, right? They're MyFair Plus EV2, 4K memory, so we're doubling the memory on these. What's the benefit of doubling the memory? Salto, very good. Salto integration now gives you more events. You have double the capacity for your integration with the bracelets. So now we're adding bracelets. You guys have been telling us we want these, so they're silicone-based, so they're stretchy, right? You can wear them. I've had them for about a week. No problems. I like them, and there's different sizes from large to extra large and so on available for you guys, and in multicolors. They're pretty cool. The range is about half an inch, a bit more. It's practical. It reads very fast on the ioSmart reader. Very practical. Now, if you're in a showcase here, you all got one. You guys get to keep that and try it at your office. That is a fully ioSmart, fully encrypted credential. Now, you guys want more? Of course we want more. So, we are actually adding self-adhesive tags. Little 25-cent, Canadian or American. The same size, just the word's different, right? There's the ioSmart key tags, self-adhesive tags that allow us to stick them on anything you want. That's plastic, whatever you want. You can use them. They're MyFair ioSmart technology. So they're fully ioSmart. Like the cards we have, fully encrypted, fully compatible for our platform. Pretty cool? Yep. All right. I think I lost it. I had too many pockets. Oh, it's here. 1 second. All right. We're not done. We're actually adding leather-like and marble-like elite key tags. We all know you guys love our plastic black and white key tags, right? So we're actually adding new ones that are leather-like and white-shaped marble. They're hard plastic, very hard to break. They're pretty much as robust as the other ones. Nice looking, when you buy your GM or other better cars out there. Very practical key tag. You guys like this? Now, if you don't like these, you like Lamborghinis more, we're actually taking out our flush-looking elite key tags. They're pretty much flush. They're more rounded, more sleek-looking. The same range, but they're just thicker a bit, but have a better look and feel. So depending on which one you guys like, you can have different key tags for your platform. We want to expand this because people, again, this is in their pocket. People like this. Whereas having a little key tag, it looks like a hockey stick. Unless you're Canadian, And it's just starting, guys. This is the first step to our ioSmart expanse. Now, the next one is very important to me. I'm going to ask John Stewart to come on stage and bring it up for us. We are pleased to announce that we're having an ioSmart long-range receiver. Right? So this is a long-range receiver. It is ioSmart capable. It is fully compatible with ioSmart Wiegand output technology that we have. It can actually do 4 Wiegand outputs. So if you have 4 garage doors, your GM, your Cadillac, your Lamborghini, and your Ferrari, you only buy one of these, has 4 Wiegand outputs to control your 4 garage doors, right? So this is available for your platform, and we have them in up to 200 feet, which is very important. You can scale down the range if you want, or scale it up. If you want more than 200 feet, you could buy an extension antenna, but 200 feet is a lot. I don't know how much that is in meters, but it's a lot. All right? Pretty cool? Thank you, John. And we have a 2-button and a 4-button clicker or transmitter that is available for you. So your 4-button Wiegand is very straightforward. Button 1 is your first Wiegand. Button 2 is your second Wiegand. Same card number, same everything available. Fully ioSmart in the back with your ioSmart SSF number encoded in there on your platform. Now, what about these? They also have a built-in ioSmart key tag inside them. So you can use this on a regular ioSmart reader and use it however you want. It's fully ioSmart, your facility codes, like you're using them in your platform. And guess what? Because it's ioSmart, where can you use it on? On your Salto system, and code the cards, all one big ecosystem. So we're expanding the ioSmart technology, right? We have new cards, we have new readers, new receivers, so you can expand what you guys already have and evolve your customer. If you have the old clickers, cool, guess what? You buy one of these new readers, you put them on, and you can have both receivers, both transmitters working at the same time, the old one, the new one, and evolve your customers to the newer technology better, and so on. Pretty cool? Now you can ask me, when is this all available? 2037. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be available in June of this year. Now, Kelsey's working very, very hard to finalize all the contracts, paperwork, and everything. So they're going to be available. Some parts are already active in Kantech. We're just spreading them into our distribution. So by June, you all have them available to start using them and ordering them. Okay, reach out to your sales reps for the part numbers. The part numbers are not going to be complicated. They're going to look exactly like the old part numbers, but a white bracelet's a white one, and the blue one, and so on. Pretty cool? Now, in case you missed all this and you want data sheets and manuals and read about specs and everything, because we never talk about specs at all, go to our support portal, right? You can find your software downloads. You can go download. You have all your knowledge bases, manuals, everything you need. And also, if you are corporate or global certified or Hattrix, obviously, we have a live chat. You can chat with our tech support here. Not right now because they're all here. But after that, you can talk to them, right? You can chat with them, ask them questions. If you have a part number, hey, what's these blue wristband that Tom talked about? Here's the part number, boom, right? You can start a case, get a follow-up on your cases, and then eventually call into tech support when you need an escalation or more troubleshooting, right? So please go to our support page to actually download, to log into the support portal and have all your information ready when you need it, right? If you don't know where it is, you could type support.kantech.com or scan this QR code, and you'll be able to use it on your phone and start using it whenever you want. Pretty cool? Just a little reminder. Now, I would like to bring the Leadership Insight panel, which is John. Do you guys remember John?
Remember?
And our new warrior, Spartan warrior.
I got a bigger applause.
No, I wasn't sure what my name was there. Thank you.
So, in school, they say don't take out your phones because you have to pay attention in the presentation. Well, guess what? This is not school. So everybody take out their phones. We're doing something really cool. We're actually doing this live, worldwide. This is just a trial, okay? You know who to vote for. It's very important. Right, it has to be John, otherwise I'm not going to hear the end of it. Right. So everybody worldwide, please take out your phones. Mr. Cameraman, bring up the QR code. Let's make sure everybody can vote. And who wore it best?
It's got to be me, right?
Otherwise,
Keep flexing. We'll see.
Yeah,
all right.
unfortunately,
Otherwise, we won't hear the end of it. So this is just
John.
a trial one to get your phones out. BlackBerry's a bit slower than everybody else, so we've got to crank it up there. So start downloading your phones and start getting the Slido. We get 13. We have a lot of votes coming in. And
we were gambling on it. I got a couple of
Just remember
loonies.
one thing. Remember who's picking up the bar tab tonight.
All right, let's give everybody 30 seconds because the stream is delayed by a few seconds, we found out, which is normal. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. We have a lot of cool questions. We want to hear from you. This is just a warm-up to get you guys going for the innovation, right? And everybody worldwide will be actually being able to scan and tell us who wore it best. Let's see how the results are going. Oh, look at that.
Tommy.
Look at that, climbing, 58%.
I think we need a recount.
I should go for Prime Minister. What do you guys think? All right, give everybody a few more seconds to catch up, and then we'll see how it goes. We'll get with the serious questions in a minute. That was a warm-up. Don't close your app. Leave it open. It will take care of itself. And everybody's still voting. I think it's about time we go to the next one. So we want to hear from you guys. What marketing tactic has been the best for your return on your investment on your company? So what tactic or platform works best for you? We have LinkedIn, we have customer testimonials, other stuff, SEO, SEM, or trade magazines. Oh, look at that. LinkedIn is very popular. We'll say,
wait a minute. Customer testimonials.
Right
yes.
behind, yeah.
You know what?
Coming in second.
A happy customer tells another happy customer. Now you have 2 happy customers.
Absolutely. And if they do it on LinkedIn, we got a winning combination.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. It's beating everybody.
This is tight.
Getting a, oh, look at that. Tie game. We have to go for a real recount here. So what does this mean, guys? Tell your customers. Tell everybody you guys see. Well, Kantech is the best because we are the best. That's my opinion, but I'll let you guys decide with Exacq Vision and Salto, obviously. Right?
Thanks.
Give it a few more seconds. So perfect. Now, there's more, guys. Don't leave. There's a lot more to talk about. We have another 6 hours and a half. We clocked it, right?
Give or take, yeah, a couple breaks in between.
Yeah, exactly. This is question 1 of 72. All right, let's go to the next one. What impacts your choice most when it comes to choosing an access control solution? Oh, this is a big one, guys. What do you guys think?
It's got to be the presenters. That didn't make the screen, but I think it's who's presenting, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Rob,
I
anything?
agree.
Integrations. Rob, what do you think?
Strong lead right now, user experience. I would say, this is a tight one. I'm personally between user experience and integrations myself.
You could buy something that doesn't work and pay not expensive. That's called Dollarama. You go there 40 times a day buying a spatula that breaks every day. Or you buy something that has a user experience, pay a bit more, and you get to use it all the time, right? All right? So far, so good. Oh, nice. It's close enough. Let's just give it another 10 seconds.
Looks like user experience is going to win.
A winner.
Yeah,
Yep,
user experience.
makes
Very
sense.
nice.
Product management, are you writing this down?
I'm writing this down.
Okay.
All right, last one, I think. How do you leverage offline locks in your offering? Well, that's a pretty cool one, guys. How do you use offline locks and online locks in your system? When you have an offering, do you use offline locks only, online locks, a mix of both? What kind of solution do you have? Wired locks are all the way. Oh, look at that. It's pretty close. Rob, what do you think? You think video is important?
This is an interesting one. Yep.
Well, video is pretty important out there.
Apparently no one's using offline locks only.
Scott, this is a typo. People do use offline locks, don't worry. Somebody has to vote offline locks, otherwise Scott's going to get mad.
He might actually get fired.
All right. We'll give him a
we
few
have
more
another winner?
seconds.
And Scott's answer is down below.
There you go.
Good job, Scott.
He's logged in 3 different times now.
He wants his job for real. So guys, we just want to hear back from you. This is the high-level poll. Talk to us, give us more of your information. Talk to your regional sales managers, your reps in the field. You know who they are. If you don't, there was a QR code at the beginning, so rewind the whole stream and watch it all over again. Gives us more views. Or just go to kantech.com and you'll have the next step. Now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Right? We know you've been waiting for this.
All the cameras are coming out right now.
Yeah. All right. Promo time. We're giving up to 15% off on all Kantech products sold today, rest of the day, and tomorrow. Right? So up to 15% of the list price on all products sold today and tomorrow. How does it work? I just talk to your sales managers, and they will tell you how it works. Everybody's been made aware. Talk to them. Talk to Phil, Jason, John, Rob, anybody out there that will tell you how it works. Basically, just order stuff, and you get up to 15% off.
That's all they need to worry about.
That's it.
That's simplified
Simple as
ordering.
that.
But wait,
But wait, there's more.
the promo code, we forgot. CAN15, CAN-15. All right, take 2. But wait, you want more? What should we give them?
Well, you're in charge. You got the clicker. You tell us.
I got to click? Okay.
Oh.
Let's press the clicker. Introductory price on the ioSmart transmit receivers. So what we just saw before, the receiver and transmitters, to get 20% off your discount or your platform when you buy this from when it comes out, June until August 31st, 2025. So you're about 2 months and a half or so, 20% off. Oh, you came on clapping, it wasn't stop clapping. So how does this work? It is very simple. You take a picture of what you have. If it's ioProcs, P700s, and P82s, the existing transmitters and receivers, you send them to your regional sales manager, and they will give you the promo code to apply to your invoice, and you get 20% off. You show us what you have, and we'll evolve your platform. Again, we're evolving the platform to the next level, which is the ioSmart technology. You guys are pretty cool? In closing, thank you very much for being here. We're very excited to have everybody around the world attending this particular event. We're very excited and hope to see you guys next year. We're turning 40, more gray hair, more cool stuff. Rob, John, any closing comments?
Appreciate you coming.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you very much for spending the time. Hope it was well worth your time as well. Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job, Rob.
Good job. Good job, guys. Thank you very much. Stay on stage. Just pretend to talk. So it's cool. It was a nice show, huh?
Did a good job.
Yeah, thank you. Nice job.